Welcome back everyone for another episode of Make It Monday, the Christmas edition. We're gonna be back for the next couple of weeks doing lots of fun Christmas activities. Today we are making sugar cookies, so grab your ingredients and let's get started. This recipe is really simple. All you're gonna need is some flour, some salt, some sugar, don't get them mixed up, an egg, some butter, and some vanilla. If you want the exact measurements, you can check the description box below and we'll have the full recipe posted for you. Before we get started, let's give our hands a good wash and then we can start baking. So the first thing you're gonna do is take your salt and you're going to pour it into your flour and just mix it together so it's nice and even. Once you do that, you're gonna wanna take your sugar and your butter and mix them together in this bowl. If your butter is too hard, you might wanna put it in the microwave just for a few seconds to soften it up so that you can mix it a little bit easier. And once we mix that together, we'll get to the next step. Now that our butter is softened, we can mix these together in this bowl until it's light and fluffy. So next we want to grab our egg and our vanilla and mix all that together in here till it's nice and even, and then after that we're going to add in our flour mixture. Lastly, we are going to gradually add our flour mixture. We don't want to add it all at once, so we're going to add a little bit at a time, mix it together, and then add more, and keep doing that until this is empty. Now we need to wait. We're going to split this dough in half, and then separate them a little bit and put the dough in the fridge. Once we set the dough in the fridge, it'll be much easier for us to roll out and use our cookie cutters to make the cookies. So split it in half, kind of separate a little bit. That'll help it cool down faster in the fridge, and we'll come right back and get started. So we waited about 30 minutes or so. Our dough should be ready. All you're gonna need next is a little bit of flour. You're gonna wanna be putting it on your countertop so that the dough doesn't stick. You're gonna need a rolling pin, some wax paper, and a few cookie cutters. Our dough is looking ready to go, so we are going to pull this out, knead it on the counter a little bit, and roll it out nice and smooth so we can cut out our cookies. So we just want to warm up the dough just enough so that it rolls out smoothly, but not enough that the dough falls apart. We're gonna knead this until it's ready to roll. We're gonna preheat our oven, and then we will cut out our cookies. We're ready to roll it out, but before we do that, to make sure it doesn't stick, we're gonna grab a little bit of flour, flour our surface, flour a little bit on the top, and then you wanna grab your wax paper. This is a trick so that your dough doesn't stick to your rolling pin. Especially if you have a wooden rolling pin, you're not going to wanna try rolling it without because it'll probably stick right to your rolling pin and you're gonna have a really hard time making it nice and smooth. So just a quick hack, use some wax paper so that you can roll it out smoothly and not have so much of a mess. So we have our dough rolled to about a 1/4 inch thickness. Now we can use our cookie cutters, cut out whatever shapes you might want to, put them on our tray, and then we'll put them in the oven. So we're ready to put these in the oven. We have it preheated to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and we can put them in for 10 to 12 minutes. Make sure you don't overbake them because you want them to be a little bit soft still, and we'll come back as soon as they're done. Well, our cookies are done. They are looking really good. Be careful, they're going to be really hot for a while. So the best thing to do is to transfer them to a cooling rack. Leave them for about 5 minutes and then you can put them on a plate and enjoy. So let's do that and then we can test them out. still a little bit warm, but I think we can give them a try. Well, those cookies turned out amazing. If you decide to make them at home, don't forget that you can tag us on Instagram at bp.kids. We're so glad that you're able to join us for another episode of the Christmas edition of Make It Monday. We'll see you next time.